The disappearance of Frederick Valentich, Australia's strangest UFO case. The evening sky over southern Australia stretches in a wide, dying gradient, a cold smear of orange fading into deep indigo. It is October 21st, 1978. The wind drifts lazily across the tarmac of Moorabbin Airport, rustling the leaves of nearby trees and the pages of flight logs resting on steel desks. A small Cessna 182L sits waiting under the dim light of the hangar. Its white body reflects the last touch of sunlight before night takes full control. Inside the cockpit, a young pilot prepares his instruments, his movements methodical, deliberate, almost reverent. His name is Frederick Valentich. 20 years old, earnest, dedicated, and utterly enamored with the sky. Flying is his world. He dreams of joining the Royal Australian Air Force one day, but for now, his modest trips across the coast are his small taste of that freedom. The Bass Strait, the unpredictable stretch of sea between the Australian mainland and Tasmania, is both his challenge and his obsession. Tonight, his flight plan is simple. From Moorabbin to King Island, just over 230 kilometers away. A straightforward night flight, though the weather report speaks of light winds and clear skies, with only a thin line of clouds brushing the strait. Perfect conditions. At around 7 p.m., Valentich taxis down the runway and lifts off into the fading light. The engine hums evenly beneath him, the aircraft climbing smoothly into the endless blue that darkens more with every passing minute. Below, Melbourne suburban lights flicker and recede, swallowed by distance. Ahead, the world dissolves into open sea. As the plane levels out at 4,500 feet, night takes full command. The water below is a vast black mirror. The stars scatter faint reflections across its surface, blurred by a thin, mist-like haze. In that vast emptiness, there is no horizon, only darkness folding into itself. The cockpit glows faintly from the instrument panel. Every gauge, every switch, a small beacon of human precision. In the endless void, Valentich's logbook rests beside him. A few pages turn from past flights, uneventful journeys through calm skies. This one feels different. A strange stillness settles around him, a silence so pure that even the rhythmic hum of the propeller seems distant, as though muffled by something unseen. Over the next half hour, he flies steadily southward. The coast disappears entirely. No landmarks, no lights, only water and sky. Radio contact continues routinely, the calm back and forth of numbers and updates. Yet something small at first, begins to gnaw at the edges of his focus. A flicker in the distance, a reflection that shouldn't be there. For a brief moment, a glint of light moves beneath him, or perhaps above him. It's hard to tell. He steadies his controls, squinting into the dark. The stars blur, the line between sky and sea vanishes. And then something moves. Somewhere beyond the edge of visibility, a shape glides, silent, smooth, deliberate. It moves with precision that feels unnatural, tracing circles around his path. A faint green hue pulses against the night, then fades, then returns, rhythmic, almost alive. Valentich adjusts altitude, checking for aircraft lights, scanning his instruments. But nothing. The radar remains clean. The radio static deepens for a moment, then clears again. He continues to fly, but his pulse quickens. The reflection returns, closer this time. That same metallic shimmer, shifting like something catching moonlight. Except there is no moon tonight. The Bass Strait is enveloped in cloud and shadow. The light grows brighter. And then it's gone. Just gone. For a while, everything feels normal again. He checks his compass, his speed, his position relative to King Island. But something feels off, not in the instruments, but in the air itself. A low vibration begins to hum through the cabin. the kind that travels through metal rather than sound. The aircraft's frame trembles, barely perceptible but constant. The radio crackles with faint distortion, like a whisper buried in static. Above him, or perhaps beside him, movement. A flash of light sweeps across the cockpit glass, vanishing before he can track it. The air feels charged, metallic, almost electric. Far below, the dark sea offers no reflection, no clue of what might be moving through the sky with him. The object returns, suddenly, without sound, now brighter, pulsing faintly with a greenish hue. It moves parallel to his plane, then shifts in an arc, positioning itself ahead. It doesn't drift like a conventional aircraft. It glides, deliberate and precise, its motion devoid of any turbulence. Inside the cockpit, every instrument still reads normal, but nothing about the world outside is normal. The sky is now completely black, except for that one pulsing light, closer, brighter, moving without sound or shape. For several minutes, it remains fixed in front of him, then rises sharply into the clouds, disappearing into the void. Silence. Only the hum of the Cessna remains. Valentich turns slightly, scanning the sky. The horizon feels distorted now, warped by layers of mist. Even the stars above seem to shift, faintly, like reflections in water disturbed by unseen motion. He steadies the yoke, but something unseen presses down. A sense of being observed. Followed, the radio static deepens again, distorting the familiar background noise into metallic groans. The sound grows louder, then falls away, replaced by a strange, oscillating tone, mechanical, rhythmic, unearthly. And then the light returns. This time, it's directly above him. A low vibration shakes the cockpit, traveling through every surface, through the controls, through the seat, through his hands gripping the yoke. A blinding glow pours through the windshield, pale and cold, washing the cabin in ghostly light. The aircraft lurches. The engine stutters. Every dial flickers. Somewhere above, unseen to the glow, something massive hovers, silent, steady, indifferent. The world outside the cockpit dissolves into light and shadow. Then, a sudden metallic screech fills the air. The radio signal spikes. The engine coughs once more, then cuts completely. The propeller spins free, air rushing past in silence. The cabin plunges into darkness again. And in that moment, as the aircraft drifts powerless above the black water of the Bass Strait, the light fades. Slowly, smoothly, as if drawing back into the clouds that gave it form. The silence returns, and with it, the weight of absolute isolation. No distress signal reaches the ground. Only fragments, bursts of static and faint mechanical noise, before the radio goes dead entirely. Below, there is nothing but water. Above, nothing but night. And somewhere between them, Frederick Valentich disappears. By morning, a search begins. Aircraft and ships scour the sea between Melbourne and King Island. They find no wreckage, no debris, no sign of fuel slicks. The water remains calm, eerily calm. For days, the search continues. Planes fly grid patterns across hundreds of kilometers. The coastline is checked, the island combed for any trace of landing or crash. Nothing, not a single fragment of the Cessna, is ever found. Investigators listen to the final recording. 17 seconds of metallic scraping, followed by silence. No explanation feats. Over the years, theories multiply. Some say Valentich became disoriented, mistaking the lights of his own reflection or a celestial body for another craft. Others whisper military experiments, secret aircraft, things never meant to be seen. But witnesses scattered along the southern coast tell another story. Several report seeing strange lights in the sky that same night, moving erratically, shifting in color. A farmer claims his cattle panic without reason. A fisherman speaks of a green light vanishing into the sea. No explanation silences the unease. The sea is calm again. The airfield is quiet. A young pilot's name becomes another line in a long, dark ledger of unexplained disappearances. And yet, decades later, on some nights when the wind carries assault and chill the Bass Strait inland, people claim they still see a faint green glow drifting above the waves, a light with no origin, a flight with no end, and the whisper of an engine that never lands.